It's not murder if it's a vampire.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, a vampire is technically undead.
There's no human soul there. That's not murder.
Wow.
Okay, you don't have to be really a fucking mean about it.
Yeah,
you can just
no shit.
Killing a vampire is not murder.
let the right one in. By the way, the right one is definitely not John.
I don't think it's controversial to say killing a vampire is not murder.
Would you kill Blade just because he's black? That's fucked up, John.
If he came at me and he was gonna suck my bloods away from me, yes.
But you would feel no remorse?
That's not murder.
You'd be like,
so let me ask you this.
That was
Josh,
his one was
one of
wiping chalk dust off of a blackboard.
Is he a vampire? If it's a vampire, it ain't murder.
Wow. If one of us turned into a vampire and you
You're
killed
dead.
us,
You're dead. You're an undead monster who's gonna go to hell no matter what. You've got no
so you're
soul.
You're saying if a vampire bites you and you turn into a vampire over time, you died from the bite?
You are not a human being anymore. You're a vampire. You don't have a human soul no more.
But that's like saying, well, you can't murder a cat. Like, cats don't have human souls either, John. Does that make it totally okay to just kill Desmond?
It doesn't make it okay, but it's not like murder in the way murder is defined. Killing animals is wrong.
I'll murder some five
Killing
right now.
animals is wrong. Killing vampires ain't wrong.
Is not.
It's fine to kill vampires. Vampires are bad.
A person who can look you in the eye and say, I love you,
John says,
Swan, it's fine to kill that over a snake?
John says it's fine to kill vampires, but I bet he's never killed a single one. Huh.
It's fine to kill a vampire, but we're saying murdering. Like, you're like, oh yeah, fucking straight up murder Bella Swan.
Yeah, kill and murder are the same things.
That ain't murder. It ain't murder.
Wow.
I'm disappointed with everyone here.
I feel very strongly that I'm not saying anything bad by saying it's okay to kill vampires and it ain't murder.
I don't know if I can do this episode.
Murder is illegal. Killing vampires is not illegal.
I think I legally have to send audio of this to some rights group.
Yeah. Show me the law books that say you can't kill a vampire. Where are
they? Ain't nothing in the rule book that says a dog can't kill a vampire.
All right, I'm going to bring in now.
Are you guys telling me you would feel bad if you killed a vampire?
Yes.
I mean, if a vampire was attacking me, no.
I would still feel bad
if they were just doing their own thing. If they were just like Bella Swan going to high school.
Sure, live and let live. But if a vampire comes at you, like...
No, that's self-defense.
I feel bad about throwing away a pen that doesn't have ink anymore. Of course I'm going to feel bad about, like, just turning something to dust that was previously ambulatory and could speak and could beg for its life.
I don't think a vampire would beg.
We're recording right now.
Oh, we're recording. Trust me. This is going in.
Good.
Nell, I just want to catch you up to speed here. John made the argument that you can't murder a vampire because a vampire doesn't have a soul. Which kind of a fucked up statement when you just like lay it out there like that.
But
that's pretty harsh.
Vampires are the spawn of Satan. They're pure evil.
Well, I guess it depends on your continuity. Right?
Sure, there are fictional interpretations of vampires, but we all know what a real vampire is.
Please enlighten me.
Oh yeah,
a real vampire is pure evil.
I get the hint, John. If you don't want me in this call, you can just say so to my face.
Let me.
If it doesn't have a reflection, it ain't murder.
John, let me blow your mind right now. I'm a vampire.
John's going to the Target bathrooms. He's just checking people, see if they're vampires or not. Welcome to Bracket, the only show where we take a bunch of shit and face it off against another bunch of shit to see what the best shit really is. I'm your temporary host, Dan McKenney, and look out behind you, it's John Ryan Abbott.
Oh my god, kill all vampires.
No!
Killing Professor Plum in the library with a candlestick, it's Jesse Knowles.
Don't tell anyone Mr. Body had it coming.
And Emmy-nominated creator of Murder, She Wrote, Greg L. Mercer.
Hi, I'm Greg L. Mercer. Don't kill vampires. They're lovely. John is a bad person.
There's a difference between killing and murdering. Okay,
like don't murder a vampire.
If they're coming right at you and they're like, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and you fight back, then that's killing. If they're not, then you just straight up take them out. That's murder.
Murder implies premeditation.
Bracket is just gonna become the vampire morality hour.
Are you telling me that murder
like a great show?
Is like killing against someone's will? Like what?
New on Maximum Fun. Vampire, what was it? What did we call it?
Morality Hour.
Vampire Morality Hour. And this week we have the better half of the Transformers podcast, SOUND.wav. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show, Nell Bailey.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Nell Bailey.
Hi.
Woo.
We're still talking. Nell, now, how do you feel about vampires? Is it murder or is it killing?
Well, I think that argument can be separate away from vampires in general. But as far as vampires are concerned, I really like them.
Yeah, thank you.
Depending on the vampire, I guess. Vampires are like people. Sorry, continue.
Ogres are like onions.
I was going to say.
Vampires are sort of like people, you guys.
Vampires are like parfaits. Everybody loves parfait. These things are delicious. This week we are doing Best Murder Weapon. So in round 1, Group A, we have Piano Wire versus Heartbreak. In Group B, we have Shark Tank versus Cement Shoes. In Group C, we have the air cannon from No Country for Old Men versus a bow and arrow. In Group D, we have Candlestick versus an elaborate trap. In Group what letter is it? E. In Group E, we have Odd Jobs Hat. We have Odd Jobs Hat versus Cholesterol. In Group F, we have My Fists versus Poison. In Group G, we have Bullwhip versus Capitalism. And in Group H, we have Ice versus the anime entry of the week, Death Note. So, round 1, Group A, Piano Wire versus Heartbreak. And this week, Jesse is in the hot seat.
Ooh.
Oh, that's funny because I didn't know if we had rolled hot seat, and I rolled it, and I also got that too. So,
It was fate.
I guess I'm in the death seat, the murder seat.
So what's round 1 again?
That's what they call it, a murder seat. A Piano Wire versus Heartbreak.
And then you gotta say that thing.
Who cares to take a stab at it? Who cares to take a... Wait.
I know,
sorry,
but it's like the one
episode
where that's going to be the most appropriate thing.
Right, let's get a clean cut of this, okay?
All right.
Cut, yeah.
Who's ready to take a stab at it?
All
I don't
right,
like
you
this.
took it to a gross place. Piano Wire versus Heartbreak. Man, Piano Wire is the classic, sneaky, stealthy hitman type thing,
Yeah,
right? 'Cause
like
you
if
just,
you're a spy.
Yeah, you just, wrap around a dude's neck, and now that guy doesn't have a neck anymore. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's super gross.
This is what we're getting into this week.
Oh, I feel like Piano Wire is also really risky because, I feel like it'd be so easy to disarm. You just need to kick behind you really swiftly, right? And go for the knees, and then you can
Not
break free.
If you tug them on the neck hard enough, they aren't going to have any strength to overpower you with.
Well, so here's the
And
other
it's
thing.
like-
He said that with the most conviction.
Right? Yeah, Jesse
Trust me
sounds like
on
an
this.
expert.
Listen, I've used a few piano wires in my day. All right, I know what I'm talking about.
The
I
other
used to
thing
work
is,
with 6
unless you're wearing a specific gloves for handling piano wire, if you try and do that,
Well, you
there
have
goes
to.
all of your fingers.
Have you not seen these people use piano wire? Always.
They're always wearing gloves.
Yeah,
Just
they're
so
always-
everybody listening knows, wear gloves before you use piano wire.
When you go
I used
to
to work
murder somebody.
I
Yeah.
used to work at Six Flags, and when part of your uniform that you have to fucking pay for, what kind of job is that? They give you this clip on the side of you that just has this flippy notebook of just where the nearest bathroom is and all that shit, and it zips out like piano wire. And I've definitely fucked up my hand on that several times over the course of
I
a
thought
summer.
that story was going somewhere else. to be
Yeah.
honest.
And one
and I
time,
think-
a customer made me so mad.
Oh my god, I was like
There it
every
is.
fuck day.
You're admitting
Oh.
to being the Six Flags Strangler.
When they handed me a counterfeit 20,
Oh, man. So let's talk about
He
Heartbreak.
strangles to that song that they use in the commercials with that old man dancing.
Da, 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 da.
If you get at the right tension, you can pluck it out on it.
I think both of these, Heartbreak and Piano Wire, take you kind of have to, if you're the person using them, you have to go through something terrible too. Both of these are slow, you have to suffer during your kill.
All right, I would put this in favor of Heartbreak. It's impossible to get convicted for it.
Whoa!
That's a good point, actually.
Both of these too, you really
You
have
can't-
to have intent. You need to commit to these. These don't happen accidentally.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Does
yeah.
heart disease fall under this, or is that a different thing?
No.
I think that's cholesterol.
Yeah, we've got cholesterol.
So Heartbreak.
I don't know.
Cheerios ain't gonna save you from a relationship.
That's true.
That's their new slogan. Yeah, I feel like heartbreak is difficult because if you are in it so far that a heart could be broken, then yes, then both parties probably feel something. But maybe not. Some people are just fucking awful.
Like me, I'm a full-on sociopath, so that I can't be killed by heartbreak.
Right.
I'll tell you this: vampires can't experience heartbreak.
Oh my God! Watch Twilight, John. Watch Buffy. Watch almost literally anything with vampires. You will be proven wrong.
Assuming some things about vampires that frankly I'm a little offended
I watched the only piece of vampire media that matters: Interview with a Vampire. No one got heartbroken there.
Couldn't get heartbroken?
No.
Well, I thought it was my mom's dating a vampire.
Jesse, where's your vote?
When I think of Piano Wire, the first thing I thought of was a little horror movie called Audition.
I don't know if I know that one.
And I have not personally seen it, but I sure do know the scene that Piano Wire is used in. It's real nasty, and I don't like Piano Wire, and it's just something about it is very vicious and efficient, and that makes it kind of like more intimidating to me.
Comedy podcast.
Yeah. I'm a heartbreak vote.
Where's everybody else?
I'm also gonna be a heartbreak vote because heartbreak it requires some. If you're doing it intentionally, if you're going into it like I'm going to destroy some. Actually,
you're writing down notes right now.
Let me introduce you to a show called Catfish. Those people are experts.
This way.
Oh man!
They didn't name a hotel. They didn't name a hotel after Piano Wire.
The Piano Wire Hotel.
God,
there are several people on that show, Catfish.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going heartbreak.
Look, Catfish is a wonderful, amazing television show.
But those people are like, oh man, I fell in love with them. Wait, it's my cousin? I got him back.
She was just doing a man voice this whole time? What? Yeah.
You stole my iPod in 5th grade and now I'm getting back at you. That's my brother you've been talking to.
No, heartbreak's too much for, no, I want less heartbreak in the world, but like.
But more assassinations.
But, assassins are cool. Breaking someone's heart isn't cool.
Are you a Piano Wire vote?
I'm a Piano Wire vote. It's not. Don't kids out there. Don't break someone's
Reagan
heart.
Said that.
I am also gonna go Piano Wire because if I were put in a situation where I like, okay, Greg, it's up to you to kill this person. Piano Wire seems like less effort. So I'm
you
that.
Have to feel the life leave their body with
Comedy
Piano
podcast.
Wire.
Jesse, I've been in relationships where I feel the same thing. Now it's 2-2. It's down to you.
Shoot. Well, and I thought I was going to come into this and be like, have a sassy vote for Heartbreak because everybody else was going to be for Piano Wire, but now I'm like, I don't. Here's the thing. I feel like Piano Wire, very hardcore, very assassin, but we started talking about Catfish with Heartbreak, so I'm going to vote for Heartbreak.
I'm going to vote for Catfish.
Same thing. My vote goes to Neve Schulman
and
his husband Max.
Whenever that motherfucker's like, do you know this person? Oh, it's going down.
So good. I love it.
All right. Heartbreak knocks out Piano Wire 3-2. Group B, we have Shark Tank versus Cement Shoes. Greg, would you like to make your Mark Cuban joke?
I didn't say anything at all, did I, Dan? I will say about cement shoes wouldn't kill you because cement's a powder. Concrete is what we're looking for here.
Okay, fucking whatever. Oh, you do this shit with me all the time. Whenever I say
that's the one thing that I'm super particular on. Like,
yeah, you're so up my ass about sediments.
Concrete and cement, different
Actually, that's not quartz. That's calcium.
I've said all I need to say.
I'll say this. A couple weeks ago, I live in New York City. A couple weeks ago, a guy washed up on the shore with cement shoes.
Oh no!
Concrete shoes. Sorry.
Yeah, you're at the damn East River, man. That's where it happened.
That's true.
Yeah, but like I just showed up on the other day, and the news was like, "Wow, I didn't know this was still happening to people." Like all the anchors were just they were more starstruck by it than anything.
Was he like, "Oh, that was a good sleep with the fishes"?
Oh boy.
Was he Fred Flintstone?
Yeah, it does sound like a very like old gangster thing to do concrete shoes.
But I love that. That's hardcore shit.
Yeah, no, there's something about it you're like, yeah, that's nostalgic. That's, I guess not nostalgic. I mean, if anybody asks, I have not.
The good old days when you could bury a man in the river.
Cement shoes are definitely like that's for getting business done. Like someone has a debt that they didn't pay, and now like it's time to pay up. Like
it sends a message, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the Shark Tank.
I guess you'd have to like send out like a flyer though, like, hey, we killed this dude. You know what I mean? Because otherwise they just disappear. Well, yeah, if he washes up.
But a
do they all
newsletter
wash
helps.
up?
Well,
Yeah.
no, what you do
An
is
email blast.
what you do is you throw a person into a shark tank, you have the shark eat him, then you take out all the filters from the tank, you remove the shark, and then you just have that blood fountain, the blood tank on display.
Ew. I don't like
Somebody has thought about this.
I don't want to do this anymore.
That is 2 Shark Tank jokes from Dan so far. None from me, everybody. Jesse, where is your vote?
I mean, I like cement shoes. Something about the act of, oh god, I'm gonna sound horrible. Something about the act of cement shoes, like pushing someone off a dock, is more satisfying to me than watching them like get eaten by a shark. Like that's
There's an
horrifying.
artistry to it that you just love.
Sure. You push someone off a dock with cement shoes, you feel like you got to go for a cigar. Like it's just one of those things.
They just go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Can I just say I don't like Shark Tank because it perpetuates a bad stereotype about sharks.
That's fair. I will say sharks frighten me. Like, not like at their base level, but there are certain
you've given in
pictures of
to the Jaws-based
I
propaganda.
really have. There are certain pictures of sharks that like freak me out. When you can see like their giant, like dark eyes, ooh, it like creeps me out. And I know, like I don't know. I don't want any bad things to happen to sharks, but I certainly don't want them all up in my computer screen when I'm looking through Tumblr.
You motherfuckers did an episode with sharks where you introduced the world to the cookie cutter shark.
Yeah, that thing's wild.
Yeah, don't tell me that sharks are like beautiful, gentle creatures. That thing, I would straight up murder
I wouldn't say that they're like gentle, but they're not the killers that modern media would have you believe.
Yeah, you just described them as thousands of little drills on your
Some
body.
of my best friends are sharks.
They're just big goofy fish.
I'll be a cement shoes vote. There is something, a simpler time.
Now, where is your vote?
Yeah, I don't like that people are hurting sharks, but I'm going to go for Shark Tank because sharks need to eat.
Exactly.
It's baller to have a Shark Tank. So
you know what? You just swayed me. I was going to go cement shoes, but you know what? That's polluting. Whereas with a Shark Tank, circle of life, baby.
I mean, I guess the fish might eat the people in the cement shoes.
Yeah, I think the body will break down underwater long enough.
I mean, the guy's shirt's down there.
That's fair.
John, it's down to you. It's 2-2.
I think the only way I'm into Shark Tank is if it's like secret spy villain levels of like, I'm going to lower you 007 into the Shark Tank.
Oh, I think that's implied.
I think I'm a cement shoes vote. It's just where I'm leaning.
There it is.
Cool. All right, cement shoes knocks out Shark Tank 3-2. Up next in Group C, we have the air cannon from No Country for Old Men versus a bow and arrow.
That air cannon's wild, isn't it?
Oh
I've
my
not
god!
seen this movie.
Okay, it's like
God.
this can. It's just this can of compressed air that he has attached to what looks to be like a vacuum hose, and what he just does is he just shoots. I mean, I'm sure there's like some nerd has written an explanation of how it could possibly work, but in the movie, he just kind of shoots a hole of energy through a person using air.
Right.
Like he just blows doorknobs
He's like a
off.
modern day Goku.
He's like a modern day. He's like, imagine if the Luigi from Luigi's
Wait,
Mansion
I just want to say,
killed people.
weird turn here for Jesse, who's been yelling at us all season about Dragon Ball Z, to suddenly compare someone positively to Goku.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
And he walks around to everybody and he goes, call it. And he flips a coin in the air. And if you get it right, you get to keep your life and you get to keep the quarter. It's your lucky quarter. But if you get it wrong, then he kills you. I'm sure there's some other shit going on in that movie, but that's what I remember.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of shit going on in that movie. Go watch that movie. It's awesome.
But how cool is it when someone's really good with a bow and arrow?
It's pretty rad.
I mean,
Right.
It
If
is the
this was
best.
against anything besides bow and arrow, I think I would have immediately, just based on what I just heard, been like, okay, then I'm down with this air cannon. But
Legolas,
Cool.
Hawkeye, Katniss.
I mean,
Ellie and Last of Us.
Any video game that gives you a bow and arrow as a weapon, and then just
Lara
like, okay, here's a
Croft,
pistol,
everyone?
and here's a shotgun, and here's this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to use a bow and arrow the entire game.
but here's
Yeah.
the thing: I'm a Legend of Zelda player, so I'm like, Link has a bow and
yeah.
arrow, and he always knows what's up. So,
I mean, the bow and arrow is just the fantasy gun.
Mhm.
That's all
Oh.
it is.
What?
Right, but that's what he's got.
I mean, the bow and arrow feels better in a game because you charge it up, and charging
You're not
things
wrong.
feels
Right,
I
better.
mean, it's the best
Roll
part of
back.
that Tomb Raider game that recently came out.
I
Jesse, you must vote first.
I do have to vote first. Bow and arrow is cool. I've only seen the air cannon once, and in my mind, I also get to like compare it to like a Mega Man power. So fuck it, I'm an air cannon vote.
Okay.
Can I please ask how brutal this air cannon is?
It's pretty
It's
fucking
not.
brutal.
I mean, it's
Doesn't
brutal,
it like
but,
punch a hole
it's-
through the forehead? Isn't that what it
It's
does?
Yeah,
less. I think
that's
that
pretty much.
movie's that air cannon's less about brutality and more about like when that thing goes off. The way the sound in that movie is designed, like it's
Mhm.
jarring every single time. It's just a
Okay.
pop. It's not a gunshot. It's a pop that like makes you jump every time.
And,
Okay.
and I mean, it's basically just like a silver canister, but like in those shots where he's just dragging it along the floor and you see it
Yeah.
coming, you're just like, fuck, run.
Ooh, that sounds.
You think it's
Yeah.
weird until you see him use it, and it's like, oh fuck.
And then you're like, once you pop, you just can't stop, you know?
Yep, that's it.
Fair.
Giant
Yeah.
cream commercial.
Yeah.
That's right, Dan. You did it.
Is that from something, or you just make that up, Dan?
Love the brand synergy you got.
I think this is actually like kind of tough because like I admire good bow and arrow users. I admire awesome badass archers. But like the idea of now me thinking of like, oh, to have to kill someone with a bow and arrow would suck. Like if that's all I could use to take down a target.
I could.
I don't know if
Oh, yeah, because
I still-
one's not going to do it, right?
right, unless you get like the perfect spot, one is not going to do it.
Just
I mean-
update. I looked it up. It is a captive bolt pistol. He uses it to blow out door locks. Captive bolt pistol is a pneumatic
Yes.
gun that fires a bolt into the brains of cattle to stun them before slaughter.
Oh
So,
God!
So this thing exists?
It is a real.
But
thing.
and it's apparently not just air, is what we are
No,
learning
yeah.
right now.
But could
Well-
you murder a vampire with it?
If you went through the heart, yeah, stake through the heart, sure.
I won't allow
Wait,
you
where-
to.
So where are the votes right now?
Right now, the only vote that I have written down because I wasn't listening is one for Eric Kinnan.
And that was from Jesse, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
It is for me.
Okay. Just making sure. Because I got it. This thing sounds crazy, and it sounds like he's very intimidating when he shows up with it. I'm going with bow and arrow. I have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you with bow and arrow because I feel like part of the air cannon, even though I love it, is the dude that wields it.
Mhm.
I don't know his name in the movie, but he's Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
That's his name in the movie.
I know that
actually.
much.
Yeah, he
He's playing
plays
himself.
Javier Bardem.
And if
That's
Javier
how he got the
Bardem was
part.
coming at me with a bow and arrow, I'd probably be even more terrified.
John, where is your vote?
I'm air cannon. I think I could at least get the job done quickly with it.
Well, Greg, it sounds like you need to call it.
All right. I do
Your lucky
think
quarter.
that
Don't make us
All
kill
right.
you.
on this list, this is probably the highest tech entry versus the lowest tech entry. At one point, we did have a big rock, and I thought that was funny.
Good.
Again, I'm gonna go bow and arrow just because I think it's cool, it's visceral, and it feels good to do in video games. So there you go.
All right, bow and arrow knocks out the air cannon from No Country for Old Men 3-2. In Group D, we have a candlestick versus an elaborate trap.
So the only reason Candlestick made it on here is because of Clue, right?
Because Clue
Right, that's the
ruled.
iconic.
Jack did jump over one, so it's not like unavoidable.
All right, get the
Jack's
fuck
also
out of
bringing
this.
it into the table. Okay. But yeah, no, Clue was so much fun. How recently have all of you played Clue?
I played Clue when Toys R Us closed my store.
Okay.
The whole staff just opened up a box of Clue off the shelf because we were
Uh-huh.
like, fuck it, we're not keeping our
Right.
jobs.
Sure.
And so we
Yeah.
just played Clue instead of helping customers. And then we were like, well, we have to send this back to corporate now so they can send it to another store. So we put all the pieces back in, and then somebody took it into the back and like fake saran wrapped it, kind of did a really bad job, and put it like just taped it back onto a pallet to ship out. And like the next day, we found one of the cards, like Professor Plum just left out of the box.
Well, it's good that you left a stack of Post-it notes in there with dicks all over them. Then
we definitely didn't do that. Maybe it was you who did that.
Might have been me.
I would expect that sort of.
Who did
behavior.
everyone play? Who was everyone's like big character in Clue?
Who did you main in Clue?
Who was your main?
Right.
Who's top tier?
I really liked Colonel Mustard's rocket jump, so I played him a lot.
It should be pointed out that by elaborate trap, what we originally meant with it on here is like a Saw style. If you can do this difficult thing and confront your own morality, you can get out alive.
This is the only entry on here that gives me the heebie-jeebies.
See, I thought you meant a Rube Goldberg machine.
I think it could also.
No.
I think elaborate trap could also be like a Home Alone style thing.
Let me ask you this: would the labyrinth fit under there? Because I'm a big labyrinth
I'm voting
fan.
hands down right now for an elaborate trap. But here's the thing: Jareth wasn't trying to kill Sarah.
Well, no, I meant like the ultimate labyrinth
with the Minotaur in it.
The mighty Minotaur.
And
Fair enough.
Kevin McAllister was definitely trying to kill those wet bandits.
That is true.
Also fair.
I don't know, Greg, because that labyrinth isn't what's deadly in it. The Minotaur is what's deadly.
But even if the Minotaur wasn't there, people would die.
Right, if you got lost enough, yeah. So I guess we should have probably had Labyrinth as its own.
Is David Bowie the Minotaur?
Probably.
Is he?
Whenever I catch a Minotaur, I just throw it back out because I'm just waiting for something bigger, you know?
Oh.
Right, you're waiting for David Bowie.
God.
Jesse, where is your vote?
So with candlestick, like you're hitting him with like the candlestick holder, right? Like
it's
not
the candlestick is like heavy and metal and
Right.
Sure.
It's like
you can't hit someone with actual wax; it's just gonna fall apart.
Yeah, like Nell said, it's like a brass, like it's a chalice-y sort of thing.
Yeah, like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
And if you hit
he's not
you
cute and
can
alive.
only hit them on the head. So you have to have.
I mean, you could hit him in the throat.
You could.
Yeah.
You could just shove it through their heart.
Yeah, you just.
Oh God.
I'm an elaborate trap vote. There's something real satisfying when that thing like goes just the right way.
Jesse, I've got one question for you.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a game?
God.
Would you?
John, where's your?
I love games.
Would you like to play a game?
It's your lucky quarter.
I
would love to team up with you. You have a lovely accent.
Would you like to play a game?
Saw versus No Country for Old Men, Javier.
I do wonderful things with pneumatics.
Oh my God! Somebody vote.
Isn't it Jesse's turn?
He voted for elaborate trap.
Oh, okay. So there's one for elaborate trap. Sorry,
I'm gonna be candlestick because I am really not a fan of the Saw style traps. It's fucked up.
Yeah,
Jesse, I don't think the elaborate trap, like the Kevin McAllister shit, outweighs the Saw stuff. I don't think the Rube Goldberg machine undoes 6 movies of nightmares.
I don't. Okay, imagine the Saw movies, but with the Kevin McAllister traps.
So what you're saying is Home Alone, but the parents come home to a murder.
I want to
no. I'm imagining the guy, the puppet, being like, "Step up this 2-story foyer and see what awaits," and then he swings down paint cans.
No. All right, Saw 2, where they're just like when they see the puppet and they raid up the stairs, and up at the top is the shower puppet thing.
This is tougher than I thought it would be. I'm gonna go for elaborate trap though because there's something to that first Saw movie. There's something to it.
Nell, where'd you
First of all,
vote?
the only one that I've seen.
How'd you feel about the others?
The others are bad. The second one is.
I thought they were
like,
the best part of season 1 of Lost. Boom.
I gotcha.
That was a pity laugh, Greg. In case you couldn't identify it, it was a
Whoa! Whoa! Forget about murder weapons. Dan McKinney's got it covered with his words.
Where are the votes?
It's 2-1 in favor of elaborate trap right now. Nell, where are you?
You know what? I'm down with Candlestick.
Thank
I
you.
love Blue.
Then it's down to me. I gotta go elaborate trap. Because at least, it might make you consider, could I kill a person? And the answer is no. Just die in the trap.
That's fair.
Well, Elaborate Trap knocks out Candlestick 3-2. We're moving into the next round with Odd Job's Hat versus Cholesterol.
Can I just say really quickly, I like how much nothing has kind of like swept so far. I'm impressed.
It's
all
been
been
a tie
3-2s.
every round.
Does Odd Job kill a man with his hat?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, Shang Tsung has a bladed hat, right?
Why would we put it on this list if you hadn't killed anyone with a hat, right?
Well, I mean, it looks dangerous. I'm just saying.
Is that the guy from Mortal Kombat, Shang Tsung?
No, that's Odd Job.
Oh, Odd Job is also he's the link between the James Bondiverse and the combat realm.
Yeah, and I mean, if you pick him in Mortal Kombat, oh my god, I cannot. It's basically cheating.
Greg, you're thinking of Kung Lao.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Enter the Fist?
Who's Shang Tsung? I'm going to be looking this up.
Shang Tsung
I don't know. I
Mortal
can't
Kombat
off
character.
the top of my head, but I know, Kung Lao is the one who has the hat in Mortal Kombat.
Cholesterol is like
It's not a very
because-
fun entry.
It's
No.
not very sexy.
The silent killer. There is no stealthier killer than cholesterol.
Sure.
It's probably
Sure.
killed more people than anything else on this list, except maybe capitalism.
Next Hitman game, hear me out, Square Enix. Next Hitman game, cholesterol.
It's probably going to kill 3 out of the 5 people on this podcast right now.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Look to your left, look to your right. You're all in a room by yourselves.
I
and
mean,
it's
it's not
gonna be
like
you.
it's gonna miss me, you know. It's sad, but that's like the number one killer, right?
Right. And we
I
certainly
didn't
aren't
expect us
gonna
to all
make
be
it light.
super dour about this one.
Which is why we have to kill billions of people with Odd Job's hat. To
Yes.
match up. We gotta
make
climb
it.
the
We gotta
ranks.
even it out.
Well, I
Number 2 killer
remember
of people, actually.
I remember health books and weird little, I don't know, like country fairs or something back home growing up as a kid, where there would always be something to tell me about the dangers of cholesterol. There would always be some like picture, like a model of like, this is your heart and here's the veins like filled with cholesterol. But nobody ever took the time to warn me about hats.
Well, see, here's the thing:
Well, that
is
was on
there's 2 kinds. There's the good Odd Job's hat and the bad Odd Job's hat, and you want to get hit by the good Odd Job hat regularly.
Yeah, the bad Odd Job hat is just a fedora.
Yeah, you want to minimize that as much as possible, but
Get your omega-3s in there, too.
right, you got to get your omega-3s, your good Odd Job's hat.
Has Jesse voted yet?
I have not.
Could God throw Odd Job's hat at a perfect angle to murder everybody at the same time?
Yeah, God can do whatever he wants.
Yes.
Or whatever she wants, huh?
There you
Um,
go.
I'm a cholesterol vote because Cheerios can save you from it.
Wait, your vote?
So it's a bad murder
Basing
weapon.
everything on
That's not-
Cheerios.
Technically, they had to change to it may help save you from it.
Look, they don't have a warning on there that says may help save you from Odd Job's hat.
Okay, I'm an Odd Job hat vote because I've taken to wearing hats lately, and if I could use it for more than just covering up my head, that sounds a-okay to me.
Would you not eat a cereal that promises to protect you from Odd Job's hat?
Does it have marshmallows in it?
I don't know what it has in it, man. It's hypothetical.
Y'all ain't gonna tell me you don't enjoy that cholesterol, though, right? Like you don't enjoy a nice double quarter pounder with cheese every once in a while,
I was late for this call because I drove to KFC.
right?
There you go.
I'm gonna be a cholesterol vote because we all enjoy it on a daily
Nell,
basis.
where are you?
Wait, where are the votes?
It is 2-1 in favor of cholesterol.
Oh my god. No, I'm for sure in favor of Odd Job / Kung Lao's hat because I was more Mortal Kombat than I was James Bond.
Absolutely. I like James Bond. I always played as Odd Job when playing GoldenEye.
You
Wow.
fucking would.
Man, why didn't you have better
Uh-oh.
friends that would ban you from playing Odd Job? Jesus.
Maybe they just need to get better. How
That's a
about that?
house rule, universal house rule. No one plays Odd Job.
I always
I never once
play
played
Odd Job,
Odd Job.
too. I always play Odd Job, but I never had any friends to play with. So
You got to do all Odd Job matches. So that's
Listen,
what you
after
want.
this, we're all gonna go play GoldenEye.
Oh,
So
hell
that
yeah.
you can play Odd Job.
So
All
there it
right.
is.
Odd Job's hat knocks out cholesterol 3-2. Up next is My Fists versus Poison.
This is the glam rock bracket right here.
I can spell
yes.
this out easy. Poison's a cooler Pokemon typing than fighting. Boom!
yeah, but there's no. I love. I mean, you can't make fists. You can't buy fists.
What?
Train. You can train
You can
them.
buy poison is what he's saying.
You
buy poison.
Jesse, you could have a baby and teach that baby to punch.
That's
Oh
true.
my God.
You can make fists.
It says
That's a
my
t-shirt.
fist. That implies it's your fist. You can train your own damn fist to fight. It's a point.
You can't make fists. You can't buy fists.
They literally say only in the case of the Karate Kid.
The only place where people still poison people is in theater. For some reason, every play has somebody poisoning someone.
Here's the thing. I mean, yes, theater, but also I gotta say, in World of Warcraft, my rogue, my poisons, I don't know, they help me out every time. I'm constantly just throwing that out there.
If an MMO lets me do alchemy, there's the trade skill I will usually take. So I get that.
If an RPG or an MMO lets me be a monk of any kind, I'll go with that.
Plus, that girl, you know.
Which, of course, Warcraft now lets you do. You can be a monk in World of Warcraft.
Jesse, where is your vote?
Hey, y'all remember that show, Monk?
I do.
Yes.
I did not watch it, but I remember it.
Not much to do with fist or poison.
Do you want to talk about the band Poison to just stretch this out even
don't
more,
worry.
Jesse?
I have.
That's the other thing here, is if you think about, like, Bret Michaels and Poison,
Man,
like,
there's
that might
nothing-
sway you.
There's
Tony
nothing.
Shalhoub.
You can't convince me. There's nothing satisfying about poison. It's like, well, I knew I couldn't beat you any other way.
Oh man, see, I love it. I love it as like the dirty, underhanded technique.
It's
Like,
so slimy.
For sure.
Let
It's if
me-
you were, like, in the shadows, unseen.
Let me ask you this.
Poison.
I absolutely adore the idea that you could like inflict poison on someone in like the middle of a fight, and then like halfway through they get woozy, and they're like, "What's going on?" And then you're just like, "Oh yeah, my blade dipped with poison, man." Like,
Ugh.
I love it. I love it.
Let me ask you this. Does acid count?
I think that's on the same spectrum, but it's a little
It's not
different.
about-
That's a little quicker.
Yeah, I don't know.
My vote depends on whether or not acid counts as a poison.
If we're going by Pokemon rules, yes, it's the same thing because acid is a poison
Let's
type
go
move.
by murder weapon rules.
Acid is not a poison. Acid is a chemical. That's basically chemical warfare.
Then I'm
I'm a
go with
fist
my
vote.
fists. It's
I'm a
two
fist
votes in
vote.
favor
I'm
of fist
easy.
right now.
I'm an easy poison vote. I love everything about it. I like being sneaky. And even in Dark Souls, I would take poison spells because it's
Yeah,
fun
you
to
do.
just stand back and go like, boom, poison.
Old Sneaky John.
2-1
That's what
in
we call him
favor
around
of
the
fist
house.
right now.
Nell, where's your vote?
This one's tough because, I don't know. This one's tough. What's your vote?
Okay. Whoa! You
Bro,
know how
wait.
this game is played.
For what it's worth, I think like poison could go one of two ways. Like you can have the poison that's just kind of like this, like poison can be this like slow set, like it sets in on
Yeah.
you really slowly, and then you're just like, oh no, something's bad.
And
Or
it's
you can have
like,
like the
uh-oh.
violent poisoning in like Game of Thrones, where like someone's fine 1 minute, and then the next minute
Shit.
it's just like blood everywhere coming from
Which was
them, like-
amazing. Yeah.
So in high school, for marching band fundraisers,
Like,
we used to
where
put on
is this story going?
in high school
I'm
marching band
immediately invested
fundraisers.
in this.
We used to put on these murder mystery dinner plays where you would buy a ticket.
We
you
murdered
would-
someone.
where you would
Yeah.
buy a ticket and then you would come watch your kid do this murder mystery play while getting served baked ziti and like cake from Costco and all that shit. And so we rehearsed for a couple months using these just bought plays offline for people just hosting their own dinner parties. And the main plot point was always poison. Like the murder weapon always had to be poison.
That's
no
what
matter
I'm telling you. Live theater always has poison.
Yeah, and so for the first one, which was an awards show, the theme was an awards show. The person who was murdered got up to accept her award, and we rigged up the thing so that way it would spray out this cloud of dust to imitate poison. And the whole time we rehearsed it, it was just like, oh, there was poison in this. And I thought that was the stupidest fucking thing. Like, it was just lazy and, like, nobody was going to laugh. Meanwhile, this whole entire show, like, the audience wasn't really liking the show. I mean, it was a pretty shitty thing. We put our hearts into it. And so, when the person falls down and, like, my line is, looks like the award was set to flow poison when she touched it. I switched out poison with swine flu, which at the time was very topical.
Oh, boy.
And nobody on stage was happy with me because this was our one performance. But the audience loved it.
Okay. So
That's my story.
And then you got beat up outside with someone's fist, and so
yeah, marching band kids, they don't have fists for shit. I'm gonna be on my fists vote.
Yeah.
Okay, so does that mean my fists win?
It does indeed. It is 3-1.
Okay. Well, there you go. I will vote poison. But here's the thing. I just want to put in there. I think I could kill people with poison or my fists at this point. So, just throwing that out there.
What if you dip your fists in poison?
Then there you go. Then it is guaranteed.
I think poison's the only one of these 16 that I really, really liked, and now it's gone.
Oh,
wow. Well,
I was with you.
My fists knocks out poison 3-2. Up next is bullwhip versus sorry, I took off my glasses. Capitalism. That's what it says.
So capitalism has killed more people than anything else on this list for sure.
Agreed.
Bullwhip. I don't know if I understand, are we talking like Indiana Jones?
I think so. Well, I mean, like kind of, a whip, like a...
whips are designed
the only
it has many phalanges to it.
Yeah. A bullwhip specifically, I'm pretty sure, are the kinds of whips that have multiple tassels at the end.
Isn't that a cat of nine tails?
Maybe it's the same name for the same thing. I don't know.
Cat of Nine Tails is definitely the name with the tassels.
We are going to get some very
research.
It looks like if you just Google bullwhip, what shows up in Google Images is just like a regular old Indiana Jones style whip. And the only person we know has been killed by one of these is Dracula. So.
Oh no, God, Greg.
See, that's why my vote locked in easily.
Let's count the ways capitalism is
this every is fucking way.
No, don't save him. Let him finish his thought.
The other show Nell and I do is mostly me saying I hate capitalism.
Do you have a vote?
Yeah, Megatron's right. He's been right this entire time.
Do you have a vote, Jesse?
I mean, yes, capitalism is definitely a very efficient murder weapon. And whips are not. They're kind of designed for hurting and not killing. But man, whips are so cool. I always like a good whip. I'm a whip vote.
Agreed. I'd agree.
I love
I don't know. We didn't put guns on here because we didn't want to get into a serious talk about guns. Why is it okay to bring in politics and talk about capitalism? I'm a bullwhip vote.
That's on you guys. I'm just a guest.
How Britta Perry from Community would it be if we said, you know what the best murder weapon is? Capitalism.
You know what? In that case, I'm fucking voting for capitalism because I fucking love Britta Perry.
Me too. I'm a capitalist vote. Dan, it's down to you.
Oh, here's the thing. I don't think capitalism has enough to stand on later down the road.
It's just such a bummer to be like, I'm going to vote for capitalism.
I said bullwhip versus capitalism, and immediately I could just hear the fun being sucked out of the room. Just,
I can't wait for that next Assassin's Creed game where you're just in government.
It is
you're just doing your job.
Capitalism's the fucking worst, but yeah, I feel like that's for another podcast.
So I'm gonna be a bullwhip vote.
That's fair.
A 99% invisible podcast.
They just did that gentrification one, so.
Oh.
Bullwhip knocks out capitalism 3-2. And the last one of Group A, or Round A, whatever. I don't know how.
Round 1.
I'm calling this. You guys need to figure out better terminology so this is easier to follow. At the end of Round 1, we have Ice versus Death Note. Somebody tell me what the fuck Death Note is.
Oh.
Death Note is
have any of you read Death Note?
Oh yeah, I've read most of Death Note.
I read all of Death Note.
Go for it.
Boom in your face.
I read Death Note until it got stupid
as the anime,
yes, exactly.
It does.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Death Note very specifically gets kind of bad at the halfway point. There's a very specific point in Death Note that everyone can point to and says, this is where it stopped being good.
Here's what happens,
I'm
Dan.
with Jesse.
Is it halfway from right to left or from left to right?
Dan, there's a journal, and you write the name.
Notebook,
you write
you write in it, and it says, "I am Lord Voldemort."
You write a name in it, and then that name of the person of that name dies.
Heart attack.
You can write a person's name and then death by car accident, and they will die by car accident. And if you don't write a purpose, then they just die by heart attack.
Right.
So
it's essentially a murder weapon that cannot be traced back to you.
Exactly.
And the story follows
it
the kid
gets
who
traced
thinks
back
he can.
To somebody.
Well, it's some shit.
Both of these are you trying to get away with murder real bad. Like
These
if
are
you
both
kill someone with
subtle
ice,
weapons.
the ice melts and you can't be traced. If you kill someone with a death note, you can't be traced. I just want to say, I think the death note is cheating.
How? How's that?
Ooh,
Because
it's cheating.
I think
it is the tool of a literal.
This wasn't a
God.
fair murder.
I think
How dare you kill people unfairly?
I think the whole argument could be made for the reason why, like, the death note can be used so easily by people is that it removes you from the equation. Like, you're just like, I just wrote a name in. I didn't kill anybody. You can, like, easily shift the blame on the notebook or, like, some supernatural thing that you could say is governing it. Like,
Guns don't kill people. Death notes kill people. Is what you're saying.
Right. I think it's funny
I'm saying,
because,
though,
like, how many people have death notes? Like, that's the whole thing. Is that, like, I mean, as far as I got in the story,
Yeah. You could have been like, well, I mean, anyone could have written his name in any death note. That wasn't me.
it wasn't like every person in the world could just kill whoever they wanted to.
The ice. Imagine being like one of the first detectives to come across like an ice weapon in a murder mystery, and basically back then it's just like, well, I don't know how the fuck he did it.
I want to imagine that he figures it out and he goes, "Oh my god, that's so rad!
Oh
That's
my God.
so
Yeah.
smart."
Because nowadays, like they see a puddle of water at the crime scene, they're just like, oh, there's got to be an ice knife somewhere
Yeah,
around
they're
here, or
like,
something
"Oh,
like
it's
that.
definitely an ice guy." We've all heard.
But
this
back
before.
in the day, this is like a magic trick. They did not solve those.
Jesse, I need a vote.
So, Death Note, despite what you might believe, is very, very good. It's a very smart, at least to a point, it's a very smart series. It's a very interesting concept. But man, I'm such a sucker for ice. I just like ice and everything. I'm an ice vote.
I Googled a picture of Death Note, and a number of people I did not get along with in high school had Death Note MySpace avatars. And
I'm sure
Facebook
they
avatars.
did. It was very popular.
It's extremely popular.
Popular
Yeah,
enough that I read it, man. It breached through my defenses.
Yeah, because it's about a teenager finding a book that says, hey, you can kill anybody. Just write it down, man. And I bet people really identified with that.
I didn't read it till I was in college, for what it's worth.
Where are votes?
I'm an ice vote. Also, the best type of Pokemon.
It's 2 votes in favor of
The
ice right
best type? Oh my god, damn.
It's a pretty good type.
Oh.
Frostlass?
now. Nell, where's your vote?
Wow.
I don't know. Wait, so it's 2-0
Yes.
for ice? Okay.
Nell's in the
Ooh.
metagame.
I'm not going to say why, but Death Note is my vote.
Well,
why?
That's, you must be
No.
saving it for future rounds.
She wrote it down.
What's
yeah,
up?
we'll say
Why?
that.
What's the vote? Why are you
No,
voting away?
I loved it, but of course I was a teenager. Like that's just one of those. But like if ice is already 2-0 to Death Note, then yeah, I'm just gonna.
You fools
Fair.
that read Death Note, tell me that you didn't read Death Note and immediately think, oh man, if I had a Death Note book.
No, I.
That's
promise you,
absolutely not
If
what
you
I...
ask
That
Greg,
is not
he
the
can, like,
point of Death Note.
like Greg can like back me up on this. I am not a person who read Death Note and was like, I can't wait to murder people. Like it was really just.
Nell tried to
I
kill
just
me
really-
once.
The,
She's lying.
the whole, I mean, for me,
I tried to
think,
kill Greg when I read Death Note. Fair, fine, it's out
I
there.
think that, you know, I think a lot of people, what you're reading Death Note for is to see, you're waiting to see how he would get caught. Like, you want him...
Right. There's
to, like,
basically a super detective, like,
Yeah.
I think I have an idea of what's going on
Right.
here.
Like I think I appreciate
magic
so
book.
much the fact that there were people who could pull this apart. I don't know. It's like,
I'm a Death Note vote, because it's the
Yeah.
anime entry.
No. Yeah. I think there's not a whole lot of mileage in continuing to talk about the ice thing, but
Oh, come
Death
on.
Note we can keep goofing on, so I'm a Death Note vote.
I think the opposite is true, Greg.
Too late.
that's for what it's worth. I enjoy ice deaths too.
Oh, man. All right. Death Note knocks out.
all the villains that you could be talking about in comics that have ice as a theme,
Yeah.
and you're gonna go
Yeah,
with
well-
fucking Death Note.
Anime entry, Jesse.
Yeah, you and your fucking 5 animes that you know.
Death Note's a new one.
Jesse's
Wow.
mean
Wow.
today.
5 sounds
Wow.
like a lot, too.
Jesse's
Like,
got
that's a
some
pretty high
fight to
number.
him today.
Oh man, Death Note knocks out Ice 3-2. We are moving into round 2. In Group A, it's Heartbreak versus Cement Shoes or Concrete Shoes. In Group B, it's Bow and Arrow versus Elaborate Trap. In Group C, it's Odd Job's Hat versus My Fists. And in Group D, it's Bullwhip versus Death Note. In round 2, Group A, Heartbreak versus Cement/Concrete Shoes.
Any of these are going to be an excellent Tournament of Champions entry. Just thinking about that now. Heartbreak versus Concrete Shoes. Jesse, where's your vote?
Let me ask you this: which would you rather kiss?
I don't understand.
I think you're Heartbreak because then at least you have a moment with this person who's going to break
That's
your heart.
true. That's a
Sure,
good
but
point.
did you
Way
see?
more brutal.
Did you see Ryan Gosling in Gangster Squad?
Speaking as someone who has had a ex try to kiss him against his will, I cannot condone that, and I say I'd kiss Cement Shoes, I guess.
Nice. Okay.
I'm going to be a Cement Shoes vote because, and this is going to sound terrible, I think I'd rather go through that.
Oof.
Sure,
This round is getting real.
I think I'm there too, Jesse.
Again, I'm going to vote Heartbreak because I'm immune to it. So 1-1.
No, I'm Cement Shoes.
I was say, isn't that 1-3? I feel like
if you're a Cement Shoes
people were
vote,
for
then yeah.
Cement Shoes.
Dan, where's your
I'm
vote?
for Cement Shoes.
Wow, there it is then.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
That's the
Jeez,
first that was not 2-3 in this whole matchup.
It got fucking real there, Jesse.
I was a little afraid for a moment.
Cement Shoes knocks out Heartbreak 4-1. Bow and Arrow versus Elaborate Trap. Please kill Elaborate Trap here and now. I really don't want to
Jesse,
think
where's
about.
your vote?
I mean,
Imagine Kevin McAllister with a bow and arrow.
Oh my god.
Look, the thing is, again, imagining yourself in a position where you have to use these to kill. Bow and arrow is maybe the tougher one. Like, there's a lot of prep work with Elaborate Trap, but then you just get to sit back and watch.
sure, but that's also counting on. Okay, so yeah, I would actually say there's more work involved in an Elaborate Trap because not only do you have to plan out the trap, you have to take into account what you think your victim is going to go, like what they're going to do and how they're going to, like what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah, but that, I don't know, that's fun. That's like playing a strategy game.
Sure,
Yeah.
and here's the
Knowing
thing.
that in the end you're gonna kill a man. It's
Or-
so much
Or,
fun.
or like they prove themselves worthy and have a richer, more fulfilled life.
Did you say it's like playing a strategy game?
Sure, you know.
Hello,
Here's
Jeremy.
the point.
There's no
play Settlers
difference
of
between
Catan.
humans and fictional characters. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that.
For me, that's the point. Bow and arrow takes some skill to use effectively, but I'm always going to err on the side of being clever. I have to go Elaborate Trap.
Oh, didn't expect Jesse to go that way.
Not
be a
that the traps are
civilization
elaborate, but I'm a Junkrat player and not a Hanzo player, so I'm Elaborate Trap.
I'm bow and arrow.
2-1.
I gotta be bow and arrow.
2-2. It's down to you, John.
Oh no.
Come on, John.
I'm leaning Elaborate Trap. Give me an argument for bow and arrow besides
look
cool
at how-
people who use bow and arrow.
Okay, fair enough. Then I will have to think of something
Okay,
else.
think of. Here's the thing. Don't think of the people. Think of the cool arrows. You know, like
also,
think of like
how
the arrows
fucking
that's
precise you have to
Bow and
be.
arrow is overplayed. Everyone has done
Flaming
everything you
bow
can
and
do
arrow?
with bows and
No.
arrows. Think
Listen,
of all
if
the
you
cool
are a
shit
baller,
you, can
you can kill someone in one shot with a bow and arrow. You don't need a fucking elaborate trap.
I mean, look at.
The bow and arrow has been pretty directly obsoleted.
Fuck off, Greg. If you are a baller, you can kill somebody with one shot.
Do not miss your chance to blow.
I mean, a crossbow's even better than a bow and arrow. Like,
What's cooler in Diablo 2, John? The Amazon or the assassin?
Fuck off. If you are a baller enough, you can kill somebody.
John, I need a vote.
Okay.
John, how did you feel about the board game Mousetrap?
It's a crazy contraption.
That is
He's
the
got
logic.
you there. It
Would
is
you
a
rather
crazy
play with
contraption.
people for like an hour before they die, or would you just kill them? Which is really up to you. Because either
John,
way, that
I
just says
need
more
a vote.
about
Okay,
you than it says about us.
okay. Many arguments have been made. There's been one good one, and it's been Mousetrap. I'm an Elaborate Trap vote.
Fair enough.
I I feel like if we all got transported to a fantasy world and we needed to like, pick our roles,
only
I feel
one
like
of you are enough to kill somebody in one shot with a bow and arrow. I understand that.
John would be plucked down, and I feel like he
Yeah.
would be assigned the bow and arrow just naturally. Like I feel like he's a bow and arrow person, so it's very bizarre to me that he's going.
I gotta ask, do you have any other immediate instincts for classes here?
Yeah, sure. So actually, I figured Greg would be sort of the tinkerer, you know, the mechanist.
Okay.
Wait, so am I like a ranger? Is that what?
Yeah,
you're
you would be the ranger.
All right. Do I get a familiar? Is Desmond there as my familiar? My cat, like.
You can build. There's a whole bunch of blocks in
Animal
your character
companion.
sheet you could fill out at your free will, and then Jesse would be the cleric or the
Sure.
monk. I feel like.
Sure.
Sure, don't sound sad about it, man. Listen, I didn't.
No, it's fine.
That's great.
I'm okay. I have accepted my fate.
And then Nell, I don't know enough about you quite yet, but I feel like you're a mage.
That's all right. I main a mage in Warcraft, so that's fair. I'll take it.
There we go.
And then Dan is our bard.
We don't have a warrior or anything, huh?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God.
This is all getting cut. I hope this is too much.
Moving on.
Elaborate Trap knocks out bow and arrow 3-2. We are up to Odd Job's hat versus my fists. Have you guys seen these guns?
Jesse.
My guns?
Jesse, where's your vote?
This is a very simple vote for me. I'm a my fist vote.
I'm an Odd Jobs hat vote.
I'm an Odd Job's hat vote.
Oh boy.
I'm fist.
Oh no.
It's down to you, John.
Listen, I could. Yeah. I mean,
Nell can beat the shit out of you, but I can throw a
I
hat
really
at
could.
you.
I really could. I promise.
Personally, I believe in solving things with words instead of fists, but I don't know if a hat is a good stand-in for words.
A fair argument.
I need a vote.
Oh boy. You know, it's
in the fantasy world, John would throw
sometimes-
his Odd Job's hat, and then he'd say, "That's a hat trick."
sometimes you need someone who can just get the job done dirty. I'm a my fist vote.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, my fist knocks out Odd Job's hat 3-2. Damn, really thought Odd Job would make it to the end. We are up to Bullwhip versus Death Note. I do not want to hear anything more about
Jesse.
Death Note.
Hey,
Jesse, please vote. We are way behind.
I'm a bullwhip. I'm a bullwhip vote because it's fun and it's stylish and it's not mind games. Well, I mean, I like mind games, but fucking whatever.
I'm absolutely a Death Note vote.
You
I'm
can
Bullwhip.
reach stuff with the Bullwhip. Oh, a Bullwhip vote as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Really?
Sorry, Dan. Sorry,
you get
Dan.
to when you use the bullwhip, you get to make a little smirk afterwards.
Sorry,
it's your
Dan.
limelight.
Sorry, Dan. It's a death
There's
note
like
vote.
a crack to it. The bullwhip. Oh, it's baller.
3-2.
You've
in favor of
announced that the
Bullwhip.
hero has arrived.
Man, it's fine with me if you guys don't want Death Note to move on, but I feel like Bullwhip's the most boring thing it could lose
I
to.
kinda agree.
No.
Whoa, whoa.
Ugh. That's what they sound like.
Semifinals.
We're into the semifinals now. It's Cement Shoes versus Elaborate Trap.
Cement shoes about the least elaborate trap you can make.
Here, step into this. Gotcha.
It's simple, though. There's an elegance to it.
Jesse, you vote.
I like the era from which cement shoes kind of comes from, but again, I have to err on the side of cleverness. I'm an elaborate trap vote.
I'm also an elaborate trap vote.
Let's not.
Do
No,
you think
please.
what's the like order of events? Like, do you knock out your target and then
Yes.
like
Yeah, you
let
knock
the
them out.
cement dry around them until they regain consciousness? Like
You
what?
just hold them there. You put like guns on them.
Well, you don't have to hold him, but like typically what they do is they knock him out and then he wakes up and he's like tied up, standing.
Yeah.
We can find out, John, but I need you to volunteer.
There's no rivers out here, Jesse. It's all fucking bone dry. We can't
Yeah.
find out.
That's fine. You can sleep with the sewers.
They put you on the side of the freeway in cement shoes, you'll die.
Yeah, there's not a lot of getting around that one. We can just throw you down a canyon.
Uh,
I guess you don't need cement shoes for that, though.
Elaborate Trap is super duper gruesome, guys. Like, let's.
No, you're thinking Saw explicitly.
Yes, 100%, because that's what you said
That's
before we
not
changed
what
to
I've been
Elaborate
voting
Trap.
They
I've
kept
been
bringing up
voting like-
Kevin McAllister.
they're all valid, everybody. It's all
Who is
valid.
not voted?
I haven't voted.
I haven't
But, and I know where I'm
Play
voting.
a game.
Hold on, I just want to hear John do the Jigsaw voice a little bit more.
Would you like to play a game?
Can you tell me it's my birth? Like, can you wish me a happy birthday?
Dan McKinney, you've lived 20-something years like this, but now it's your birthday and time to blow out the candles. That's how.
And then he sends into a man into the room who's on fire
gas
or
and chew
something.
bubble gum, and you're all allowed to go.
I don't know if I like the new direction of Saw.
I'm a cement shoes vote.
Now I just feel nervous because people are invested. I'm gonna make someone mad no matter what, which is always my least favorite part of Beckett. One of these speaks to me, and the heart wants what the heart wants, and my heart wants elaborate traps.
Nell, where's your vote?
My heart also wants elaborate trap.
4-1, elaborate traps.
Wow. All right, elaborate traps knocks out cement shoes 4-1. My fists versus a bullwhip.
This is. I want to see this matchup happen. I want to see a dude who just has his fist fight off a guy with a whip.
Oh my god! Yeah, the whip wraps around his wrist and he like pulls him to him.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This is my favorite possible matchup. This is literally every time I finish a Dark Souls game, I do one of these two ideas next.
Man, I think this is super boring. I'm way on the other side of everything you guys are saying.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love
Everything on this bracket is more interesting to me than these two entries. And maybe not Candlestick. But, Jesse, where's your vote?
Here's the thing. The whip isn't efficient. I'm a fist vote.
I was also just going to say, you can disarm a whip. You can't ever disarm no fist.
Watch me.
You can take off a fist.
I mean, Cool Whip's really good.
Spoilers, Bucky gets disarmed in Civil War.
Wow, I don't know. Ooh, a little soon for that. Ooh.
That's a PC spicy meatball.
That's
All right. Where are votes?
I got to be a bullwhip vote.
1-1.
Fist.
2-1.
I'm fists.
There it is. I'm gonna go bullwhip, I guess, but it is down to fists.
All right, my fist knocks out bullwhip 3-2. We're into the bronze match now. We have bullwhip versus cement shoes.
Imagine
Flush someone with those cement shoes, right?
You push someone off the dock and they have cement shoes, but no, they're your friend. You're going to rescue them, so you use the whip and you latch onto their arm and you pull them out of the water. That's my fan fiction. That's my bracket fan fiction.
Okay.
Come.
No,
great job.
Wait, and this.
So what's your vote, Jesse?
Yeah, was there a vote buried in there somewhere?
I mean, of the two, like, honestly, you're flushing the guy in cement shoes, so I'm going to vote bullwhip.
See, I gotta vote cement shoes because I just think, like, people have actually been murdered many times. There have been many murders with cement shoes, and I just don't know if a lot of people have died from a whip.
I can tell you damn straight that people have bought whips off eBay and killed themselves by accident with them.
I guess. I feel like you would just get hurt real bad. You'd have to really...
I mean, not to bring the tone way down, which is exactly what's going to happen right now.
Comedy
a lot
podcast.
of slaves have gotten killed with bullwhips. So
there it is.
Yeah.
Tone down.
Yeah. I mean, I just ignore it? Come on.
This is what happens when you cross the hour threshold. You get into bracket after dark.
Where are votes?
I'm sticking with cement shoes.
Cement shoes.
3-1. I guess I will go cement shoes as well.
Wow.
All right.
Betrayed me.
Cement shoes takes third place. Bullwhip is dirty toilet water. And now we are into the finals. We have an elaborate trap versus my fists. Now, I feel like the deck was stacked in this round.
I mean,
because you can survive any elaborate trap as long as you believe in the power of your fist.
you can punch your way out of anything.
Is that what JoJo is about?
Thank you. I was going to make the joke first.
I don't want to get into it.
This is the kind of finals I like, which is where it's the two, polar opposites coming against each other. And elaborate trap is literally, as convoluted of a murder as you can imagine, whereas my fists are just I'm going to kill that guy.
Bracket, you've been punching your whole life. Let's see if you can punch your way out of this one. Would you like to play a game? If I don't say would you like to play a game, you won't know what I'm trying to do.
That is true. Jesse, where is your vote?
I'll have a sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Would you like to play a game? You just added on to get the
Jigsaw. What if you tell Jigsaw that you're not really feeling up for a game?
He's
contractually obligated to let you go, right?
He doesn't say that till he's already got you captured.
Jesse, I need a vote.
Wait, I don't know if he actually says, would you? I think maybe he says, I'd like to play. I don't know. It's been a long time since I saw a Saw movie.
I thought he did ask, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, they're playing the game whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a 5-hour game of Civ 5 with me?
They cut the scene where Jigsaw goes,
would.
It's okay if you say no.
Jesse, where is your vote?
I love both of these.
I wouldn't use love as the descriptor, but that's your call.
No, I love both of these. I love both of these in fiction. Unless in the case of Saw, but like Saw is Saw. I love both of these.
I think this one's good because, like, if somebody has, like, come at you trying to put you in an elaborate trap, like, if some nerd comes at you and is like, I'm going to put this person in an elaborate trap, you could potentially fight them off.
Would you like to play a game?
Yeah, and then you just sock them in the face because, like, fuck off.
I feel like whenever an ice cream truck comes on bracket, we need to have a red light challenge. So I can't
mute my microphone.
I know. I was trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. It needs to be an event.
Jesse, please.
I have to go with the thing I believe is most versatile, and I have to go with my fists.
I am an elaborate trap vote, no question. I think saying my fists are the best murder weapon is really dumb.
Well, good for you. I'm going with my fist.
It's 2-1.
Oh man, I don't know. Man, that truck is right there.
Just go punch him.
Just lay down a spike strip so it breaks down.
Or spend another week figuring out an elaborate trap.
Exactly.
So here's the thing: if this had been a matchup that was coming to me, like, you know, even as recently as, like, I don't know, like 3 years ago or something, like, I would have adamantly been like, oh, elaborate trap, because I'm very anti-violence and very much a pacifist person, and, like, I just don't like the, like, types of characters and people are like, oh, I'm gonna punch my way out of this. But I've really started to, like, come around on that recently and been like, oh, you know, sometimes that stuff's, like, has value.
Once a week, John hits me.
And oh my God, you can't just say that on the air.
Oh. Don't do that.
But
you're gonna get it now, Jesse.
I know. I still lean one way personally, and that way is towards the direction of elaborate traps over punch and stuff. So
unfortunately, it comes down to Dan McKinney.
Would you like a Mr. Softy?
That's the name of the ice cream trucks, right, Mr. Softy?
No, they don't have names. They're just.
I mean, sometimes
unless
they have
it's
some
Pete and
cartoons.
Pete, and then I think it's Mr. Swirly.
They have minions painted on them.
Would you like a Sonic the Hedgehog pop?
I did get one of those.
So I think we know what this is. Well, oh God, but I hate my fist shouldn't be in the finals.
I agree.
I absolutely disagree.
But you know what's going to work out a lot better in the Tournament of Champions is going to be my fists.
Oh, I think saying, like, you know, Daffy Duck versus an elaborate trap would be interesting.
I'll tell you about an elaborate trap. My axe.
Wow. Jeez.
Comedy, times!
Like, I want Bran of Tarth versus my fist, not a contest. Bran of Tarth versus an elaborate trap. All right, I'm listening.
I honestly, I think fists are maybe a bit of a misname because very few people are punched to death, but you can, like, strangle someone with your bare hands or something.
Oh,
like.
I think
you can do all sorts
that goes under
awful shit with your fists.
Yeah, Jesse?
Yeah, let me tell you all about it in my new book.
101 awful things you could do with your fists.
Oh God!
I was at a thing.
We need to end this, Dan.
Yes,
I was
Dan,
at a thing recently,
please.
and somebody was talking about hunting, and he said, just totally casually, without skipping a beat, "Yeah, I killed it with my bare guns." It was great.
Why do you even need a gun for hunting? Just punch it.
So I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be in the tournament, I think, from the way the schedule's looking. So I think I'm gonna go with Kevin McAllister on this one. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna be an elaborate trap vote.
I'm locking it in. There it is, everybody. That's the
There it is.
game.
So
I feel like we really went on a journey this episode.
We experienced
We all
a lot.
learned a little bit of ourselves.
I learned a lot about Jesse.
A lot of things came to light here.
About Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Elaborate trap is the best murder weapon, followed in second place by my fists. What took third place? Cement shoes took third place, and bullwhip is dirty toilet water. Okay, well, this has been quite an exciting evening. Nell, first off, thank you so much for coming on. And second, I am thrilled that I got to be on a podcast with you because you are an absolute delight to talk to.
Oh my goodness, thank you. This has been so much fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, and I've actually
you.
checked out a couple episodes of SOUND.wav, and it's an absolute blast. I don't know, what is
Oh, my
the
goodness.
URL for that?
It is soundwavecast.com, I believe.
Correct.
Cool. Are you on Twitter as well?
Yes. I'm just Nell Bailey at twitter.com.
And we should have something a little exciting to announce by the time this episode goes up, if you want to tell people about that.
Yeah, we are going to be starting a Patreon just to kind of help us make sure that we can continue making the show that we are making and go beyond even the issues now that we are talking about.
Cover a lot more kinds of Transformers, places Transformers show up.
Greg has a lot more to see, so yes, that's what we are kind of focusing on, hopefully.
Are you saying there's more than meets the eye?
I was fucking getting ready to say it. God damn it.
You guys got it.
It's weird. They never say that.
It's weird to me that you saw that I have a Patreon where I sell chocolate, and then you're like, oh shit, let's step on Dan's game. Let's steal his money.
That's exactly what Greg said, yes.
I was like, we gotta hop on this and siphon stuff out of there if we can.
Exactly.
Well, thank you again for coming on, Nell.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome to replace Greg anytime on any other podcast.
Yeah, just hit me up. Just let me know.
If you want to play Leo on Rolling, be my guest.
I would totally do it. Just let me know anytime.
Okay, what is the next bit?
Dan, do you want to talk about your Patreon real quick?
Actually. Oh, sure, I can talk about my Patreon, yes, because I didn't on the last one, kind of. So I am opening my own chocolate shop, and I'm doing it entirely through Patreon for now. I have about 6 years of experience in the fine chocolate industry, and now I kind of want to start off, do my own thing. So what I do is you subscribe to my Patreon, and every month I send you a box of chocolates, and you can get different amounts of chocolates at different levels. I also talk about origin, the history, the ideas for the recipes and things like that. Last month was blackberry lemon caramels. This month, patrons will be getting s'mores truffles. It's a dark chocolate shell with a milk chocolate ganache, graham cracker, homemade marshmallow. I learned how to make marshmallow, some smoked salt in there as well. And then also a honey almond chocolate. So it's going to be honey marzipan dipped in dark chocolate that I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on. So you can find that at patreon.com/Dan McKinney.
Yum.
That sounds amazing.
The last part, do you just want me to say it, Dan?
Well, I don't know what it is. What is... Oh, what's the bracket voicemail, which is 323-676-5265?
Let me just get through here. Thanks again. As always, you can find us at bracketpodcast.com on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Instagram as BracketCast. If you like, you can subscribe to us on iTunes
or whatever podcast
you use. Just search for Bracket.
And leave us a comment on
leave us a review.
Voicemail is
whatever.
323-676-5265. That number once again is 323-676. Or is it 576? I don't know.
323-676-5265.
5265. I think we probably have a voicemail.
Hello, Bracket. Would you like to play a game?
Hope it's not that.
First time caller, long time listener. But how long can I listen?
Hello, Bracket. Would you like to play a game? I'll take my answer off the air.
I messed up real bad, and somebody's got to get me out of this one.
You're old.
I put the key in the wrong cemetery, and somebody's got to get me out.
Your old pal Jigsaw's in a real pickle this time.
Doing a professional radio show on the internet.